Welcome everyone to AI Revealed. I'm your host, Mike Saunders, and today we will be doing a reaction video by the Wall Street Journal's Joanna Stern, where she gets to try out the first humanoid home robot by X1, and the robot's name is Neo. We'll be reacting, doing some reactions to it, giving our thoughts and our comments. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's check out the video.
It's here, the first humanoid robot housekeeper.
Thank you, Neo.
For $20,000, you can pre-order 1X's Neo robot now, with delivery in 2026.
I think you missed a tiny spot over here.
Just one little catch. There may be a human behind the curtain, pulling the robot's strings.
Okay, so right off the bat, $20,000. And just with this first part, with a human, somebody else being behind the scenes controlling the robot, I immediately jump to privacy concerns. Like, when the robot is on, is there some way you can activate when they can or they can't access the robot? And obviously they have to be able to see through the robot's eyes, but does it also have audio or ears that they can hear also? How is that data processed as it's being streamed from the robot to wherever the human operators are? How long does the battery last on this robot? Do they have the ability to just access the audio, if there is audio, or the visual of the robot? And there's just so much more. There's a lot of privacy concerns that immediately pop in my head for a robot that costs $20,000. But let's continue.
If I throw up, will the robot throw up?
A company representative may need to peer into your house via Neo's camera eyes to get things done.
To many people, this is crazy.
You have to be okay with this for the product to be useful.
But is Neo a useful product?
We're twinning now, Neo.
Home robots have had two big challenges: creating a safe and capable body and a smart brain. 1X is taking on both of those, which is why Neo looks so different from a more industrial factory robot.
Neo, it's 70 degrees here in California. Why are you wearing a sweater?
Good question. Brent, why am I wearing a sweater?
It's a combination of safety and just also generally aesthetics. You can think of it kind of like.
So when she just asked the robot, why is it wearing a sweater? What I start to think of is the robot being able to understand what she's saying and then reply with her answer. Is that happening on board? Or is that processing having to go out to the cloud somewhere to process, so it can process the language that that the robot is hearing and being able to reply back with an answer? So is that onboard AI that's processing that, or is this going out to the cloud, or is it a combination of both? And then also she's asking about the sweater too. I'm like, well, how often do you have to wash that thing? Can it wash its own sweater? Let's continue.
Like a skin, except if it was an actual skin, that would probably be pretty creepy.
It would be creepy, but I actually wasn't all that creeped out by Neo.
Inside Neo, it really starts with some very, very powerful motors that we have developed here at 1X. These motors are so strong and light that instead of using the classical gears that you see in robots, we can actually pull on tendons loosely inspired by biology and muscles. This allows Neo to move around not just quietly and smoothly, but also be very, very lightweight and be very low energy in motion, just like people.
That lightweight design is intended for our safety, in case the 66-pound robot falls. Although Neo is capable of lifting up to 150 pounds, it's not as superhuman as you'd think.
Crush it. It's a walnut.
So that's something I was thinking about too. Like, how heavy is this robot, especially if you have young children around? So 66 pounds, depending on how big your kids are, that could be kind of a hazard, right? If it can't stand upright, if it falls for whatever reason. And then I was also thinking about how strong is this robot also. But if it can only lift up to 150 pounds and it can barely crush a walnut, then it doesn't really seem like it's that strong. But at 66 pounds, if you have young kids around, even if you have small pets around, and this robot falls over, maybe steps on them or something, those are some concerns there too. But let's continue.
There's this concept that we think that robots are like superhuman in like pressure and like strength. And some robots are because they're heavily geared, but that means you're not sensitive, right? And delicate. Neo doesn't work like this at all. It works more like us. So the finger strength of Neo is about the same as a human.
That body lets Neo try to do a lot of things humans do. Emphasis on try.
Can I get a water?
If only the real world didn't have doors.
This thing can't open the door.
All in, it took Neo a little over a minute to fetch a water from the fridge 10 feet away.
Thank you, Neo.
Next,
A minute just to get a bottle of water? Like, I'm just thinking, would I want to pay $20,000 plus, not even including taxes and shipping and all of that, for something to only take a minute to get a bottle of water? I don't know. I'm not. I don't think that I would want to pay $20,000 for that. I could get up and get the water a lot faster myself.
challenge. Load 3 items in the dishwasher.
You got this, Neo. You got it.
How long is this going to take? There's 3 items in the dishwasher. And then this is somebody controlling it remotely, right? Neo look like he's about to break it down and get his eagle on.
And that took 5 minutes. The Neo I saw isn't the one shipped.
Yeah, 5 minutes just to load 3 things in the dishwasher. Again, at $20,000. Is it so already with the privacy concerns? Because there's somebody remotely controlling the robot, right? So with the privacy concerns and how slow it is it worth $20,000 to spend on this? I'm not really seeing the value yet, but let's go. We'll keep going.
In 2026. The new model will be safer and have better hand dexterity. The one I saw still needed to take breaks to charge and cool down. The challenge isn't just Neo's body, it's also its brain. The body has to perform tasks safely.
So how long does it take to charge? And then how long does the battery last? We'll see if they answer those questions in this video.
But the brain needs to know how to do them on its own, without human help. But right now, everything I saw Neo do was guided by a skilled pilot.
Teleoperation is essentially when there is a human in the loop.
And who is the voice I'm hearing right now of Neo?
Hi, I am a remote operator in a different room in the building.
And what's your name?
Turing.
What's your real name?
My real name is Turing.
Like that's your name on your birth certificate?
Yes, it is, believe it or not.
Alan Turing was, of course, the famous computer science and artificial intelligence pioneer. But this Turing, with a VR headset and controllers, was the one actually operating Neo. That is, until he handed me the controllers.
Okay, so I thought this was a robot that would be doing these things on its own, but it seems like it has to have a remote human operator. So if these robots need a remote human operator, how many people will it take? Is that one? Can one operator control multiple robots? Or is it one operator per robot? You start to think about it, if this thing takes off or people start buying it or the adoption spreads, then that may be a whole new field of work. People remotely operating robots. Maybe. We'll see. But just after these first couple minutes of this video, this isn't something that I would want to invest in. Not yet. Maybe when the 10th version of it or something like that comes out. But we'll see. Let's go.
Might throw up. I think my hand is. I have no idea where I'm facing. This is me doing the Macarena.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, we're fine.
And Neo had to go to urgent care.
See you, Neo.
Why does Neo need to be operated like this in the first place? Because its brain, aka an AI neural network, needs to learn from more real-world experience. The videos of the robot doing things via teleoperation become the training data to make the AI model smarter. That's why 1X is putting Neo in the homes of early adopters.
I think it's quite important for me to just say that in 2026, if you buy this product, it is because you're okay with that social contract. If we don't have your data, we can't make the product better. I'm a big fan of what I call like big brother, big sister principle, right? Big sister helps you. Big brother is just there to kind of monitor you. And we are very much the big sister. Depending on how much you want to trade, we can be more useful. And you decide where on that scale you want to be.
Do you right now know what things Neo in 2026 will do autonomously versus what it will do teleoperated?
So when you get your Neo in 2026, it will do most of the things in your home autonomously. The quality of that work will vary and will improve drastically quite fast as we get data.
To be clear, on my visit, I didn't see Neo do anything autonomously. The company did share this video of Neo autonomously opening the door.
You know, there's this new...
So if I'm getting this right, what they're saying is these first models that come out, or the users or the people that they're testing the model out on, is they're training it. It'll get the data. So at first there's human operators controlling it. And as they're controlling it, the neural network, the AI neural network within the robot is learning. So that eventually it'll be able to handle and do these tasks autonomously. And then it won't need the human robot operators anymore. So that's what it sounded like he just said, if I'm understanding that correctly, which I'd be a lot better. I'd feel much more comfortable if the robot operated autonomously than actually needing a remote human operator. Even with that being said, let's hypothetically speaking, let's say the robot is completely autonomous. It works completely autonomously. Does that mean that X1 is able or unable to remotely be able to access the ears and eyes of the robot? So that's another question that I have. But let's continue on.
trending concept now called AI slop, right?
I do know.
It's a very powerful concept of, let's call it robotics slop. It's the most useful kind of slop. Because if you put all of my glasses from my dishwasher in my cabinet, I'm pretty happy. It is going to be not perfect, but back to like just incredibly useful.
Neo might not fold my shirt perfectly, but if an arm is like kind of hanging out of the shirt, like it's okay. It's robotic slop. It's
To me at least, like that's very okay.
Honestly, it isn't bad. Thank you.
But the reality is, at least at first, much of Neo's work will be done by someone else. There'll be an app where you can schedule teleoperation, specifying exactly what and when you want Neo to do things in your house.
So we want to, of course, make sure that we respect privacy as much as possible and that it's always on your terms. You are always in control. Some examples of this is the teleoperator does not see you, right? We can blur people. Teleoperator also cannot go into specific parts of your home where you set no-go zones. So that's enforced on the software level. So even if the teleoperator would try, they cannot get the robot to go into those homes. And also the teleoperator can never connect to a robot unless you approve it.
Other companies, like Figure and Tesla, are also racing to build humanoid robots and develop their
Okay, so that was one of the questions I had, which he just answered, which he said that they can't access the robot unless you basically tell them to. So we'll see. We'll see.
own AI models to make them fully autonomous. As someone who's always dreamed of the home robot straight out of the Jetsons,
Let's go home, Rosie. Yes, ma'am.
the dream finally feels within reach. But I also couldn't shake flashes of ex machina.
Do you have a name?
Ava. Neo turns on the stove and throws some paper on and walks away. Can Neo do that? Will Neo do that?
Neo will not do that. Physically, can the robot do that? Yes. Physically, can a lot of products in your home do something dangerous if they decided to? Yes. We will ensure that that is not something that Neo is allowed to do. There are multiple layers of safety systems here that ensures that Neo cannot do something like this.
Neo decides to take a very heavy piece of wood, like the top of a table, and drop it on me when I'm sleeping.
Neo will not be able to, or allowed to, it's physically capable of, but it will not be allowed to pick up something that is that heavy. So it's like things that Neo cannot do is like pick up something that is very hot, pick up something that's very heavy, pick up something that's very sharp.
Nice job, Neo. High five. Nice. Oh, I'm over here.
Spending the day with Neo was a bit like spending the day with a toddler learning how to do things in the world.
Come on. You got more than... Oh, I'm going to break the robot.
The next few years isn't about owning a super useful robot. It's about raising one, letting it learn from your home, routines, and chores, all at the expense of the privacy of your inner sanctum. Even if you think this is all crazy, what Neo really signals is the beginning of physical AI in our lives and homes. A future where we may work alongside a new kind of machine.
What I really hope we can achieve is in 5 years, everyone has a very high quality of life. Everyone has a feeling of independence, irregardless of their age or any kind of disability. And I do hope we can give people more of their agency back and people can focus on what they actually want to do.
No, like this. 6, 7, 6, 7.
It's here, the first human.
All right, well, this is just the first version of this robot. I don't think that I would be interested in it. I think I would wait until the technology matures a whole lot more, maybe 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. It just seems a little too slow, too cumbersome for me. And in the beginning, with the human operators having to operate it, it's just, I would wait until, for me personally, until later on when the technology matures more. But let me know what you guys think. Just leave some comments, leave a comment. Please like and subscribe to this video, and let me know what you guys think. All right, thanks.